In mid-2018, I stumbled upon a series which was so clumsy yet delightful that I couldn't take my eyes off the screen. It was filled with humor, funny skits, a tone of seriousness combined with funny aspects. It was just pure happiness and enjoyment. Needless to say, it made me cry of laughter, and even to an extent in the later seasons made me drop a tear of sadness. Which is hard to describe why, because this series builds itself upon the fact that being comedy, the slices of life put into the mix. But what makes it great? There already exists a lot of comedy out there, also more comedy-based anime, so why is this one so special? Well, let me try to give you an example. Imagine one day you wake up and the first thing you see is a blue baby chicken and a chicken wearing sunglasses, tie and a cigar in his mouth. A chicken is now your boss because you owe him a lot of money for saving your life. Yet you have no memories of your past and why you nearly died. Well, luckily none of that matters now, because you are now living on Chicken Island, where the town folks are crazy as hell. Your chicken boss also decides to buy a barber shop, which can be used as a disguise for selling the dirty deeds you're about to commit, as an official assassin ranking 17,369 on the scoring leaderboards. Yet somehow, even with the amazing rank of being 17,369, you haven't managed to complete one single task. Instead, you actually feel remorse for the target you were supposed to kill. Whether it's a dog, a sniffing panty lover, or an indestructible virgin, it doesn't matter. And instead of succeeding your missions, you often end up helping your targets in overcoming their fears and hardships. So, where does this lead you as an assassin of rank 17,369? Well, nowhere, to say the least. Instead, you have actually grown quite accustomed to cutting people's hair as a barber and enjoy the small things that is slices of life surrounded by funny and interacting people, only to discover that your lost memories are starting to reappear, making this chaotic yet peaceful life starting to change for the worse. Oh, and did I tell you that you have a crush on another assassin that's trying to kill you? Yeah, good shit. The journey is what this series builds itself upon, and with episodes being the equivalent of 10 to 15 minutes at max, each episode is short and sweet, with the main focus often being our protagonist trying to kill someone only to fail miserably over and over, or so it starts. What really got me hooked is all the other characters within this universe and their stories. Not that our main character's self-story is boring, or surely rise and shine later down the road, but the side stories that's being portrayed throughout are great and really distinguishes such an uniqueness from each and every character. It's so wholesome, which makes you really feel with the characters. Being able to create comparable human emotions, as of feeling empathy or happiness for fictional animated characters, can only be accomplished through good storytelling, which I definitely say this is. It is a Chinese anime, and its style of drawing can be a bit of a touch with what you normally are used to. But what's so great here is that the team is aware of this, and instead of trying to make it look like every other anime, they have decided to keep it as unique as possible. If I showed a few pictures from this anime, people wouldn't expect this to be a Netflix series, unless it's a part of the kids' Netflix. Yet when you watch how these frames pan out, you quickly realize that these frames are just amazing, especially when it comes to expressions and fighting scenes. It does exactly what normal films cannot, and that is to draw out moves and expressions that's out of bounds for what the human body is capable of, which makes these frames look so spectacular and filled with expressions and emotions. That's not to say it's the greatest series when it comes to anime drawings, or anime for that matter, but it clearly knows what it is and how to portray itself. It's an anime series being portrayed as a budget series, saving all of its money for some flashy cool looking moments, while in the meantime, waiting for the build-up, we get heartwarming, sad and laughable moments that leads to the story's build-up. A fellow reviewer labeled these stories as being antidepressant and drew parallels between it being a combination of One Punch Man's humor, attitude and fight scenes with Mob Psycho's 100's heart, love and kindness. And I totally agree. its charm of comedy with lively characters and its illustrations with warmth and colorful colors should not be taken for granted as something that's only here for it to look good. It's just as much a stimulating effect. Like, just look at our main protagonist. Here he always wears this white hoodie standing out from the rest, yet white can be characterized as simplicity and minimalism, which I totally say describes our unintelligent but funny and humorous protagonist, while his other self is drawn in purple clothes with red eyes. Purple stems for mystery and red for danger, which is a perfect description of his other self. The colors should not be taken for granted as something that's only pleasing, because here the creators have clearly gone out of their way, making this feel as heartwarming as possible. That's also why the moodier scenes may hit way harder than expected, because the color grading suddenly does a 180, which your mind didn't expect because it had already adapted to the more warmth and happy, stimulating colors. And now let's talk about something else which also totally works out in this series' favor, and it is its choice of music. Like, listen to this. And this. Some of the music might feel a bit reused or overdone, but I'd say most of the time it works out great and really endorses in setting a specific mood. But yeah, if you're looking for a series that could be labeled as nearly antidepressant, well, look no further. This series combines flat undertale humor with an attitude that makes you fall in love with its series' multitude of zany characters despite their differences and hardships. If you like goofy humor, I definitely say you should go give this a watch.
我想